There I am, up on the stage, here I go, playing Stardew again. There I go, there I go. Welcome back to Stardew Valley. I'm your host, longtime listener. I just put together what I consider to be surely the greatest introduction to any Stardew Valley playthrough of all time. Anyway, you saw there it's going to be raining tomorrow, which is good because that means we can try and go catch the catfish and the shad, which are the last of the spring fish that we need to donate to the community center. So that's good. We got lucky there. Normally it would mean you don't need to water the crops, but since it's the last day of the season, you don't need to water the crops anyway, unless they're the kind that roll over for multiple seasons, but we don't have any of those. So I know that our potatoes will be ready tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure about the strawberries. I don't think we'll actually get any more, which kind of stinks. I wonder if you plant speed grow with the strawberries when you plant them after the first, after that egg festival. Do you get a third harvest from them in the first season? So if anybody out there knows that one, that would be a good tidbit of knowledge to drop on us folks who are still learning the game. Anyway, what is on the agenda today? Today is Saturday the 27th of spring, and that means it is Emily's birthday. Emily, one of her favorite things is topaz, and we've got some of that stashed away, so we will get some of that and give it to her. We also can pick up our pickaxe today. So we might do some mining, we might do some wood chopping. That's kind of to be determined. So anyway, we'll kind of figure that out as we go. There, we got our topaz. We still have a artifact there that we need to drop off at the museum as well, so we can do that when we head to Clint's to get our pickaxe. And then tomorrow is the last day of spring. It'll be a Sunday, and we will need to go to the traveling cart. And then we'll do a bunch of foraging. And the reason we're going to do a bunch of foraging is because we want to try and get as much cash as possible before the first day of summer. So I think in the last episode I mentioned the amount that we are trying to have saved up was about $18,000 to $20,000. I was a little bit off with that estimate because I did it based on, like a moron, I did it based on the plan of having, actually I'll tell you after we finish this cutscene here. Haley's trying to get a jar open. It's either jelly or pickles, because that's what it always is when you can't get a jar open. And so she's like, "Oh, you're pretty strong, aren't you?" And she finally remembered my name, so we're definitely making progress. And I tell her I'm strong, and she's like, "Oh, so you'll be able to open this no problem." And I about get a hernia trying to do it there, but I get it done. And she's like, "You're stronger than you look." And Evan's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to take that as a compliment. Like, you think I look like a pansy, but I'm not. So I'm stronger than a pansy. Like, anyway. So that is the 6-heart cutscene with her. Now, what am I doing here? Maybe I'm trying to think of what I want to do next. Or maybe I got interrupted while I was playing and just had to pause it for a second, but I'm pretty sure this won't last very long, so y'all hang in there. You also notice there that I put the magnet ring on. For whatever reason, I thought I already had a magnet ring, and then I got one for one of the community bundles, and I put it away instead of putting it on. And I'm distracted here, and I ran right past that horseradish, which didn't I do that in the last episode? So anyway, we're heading to the hidden woods here, the hidden forest, to get our to chop a couple of stumps for hardwood. And now that I think about it, like, why did I do this instead of going to Clint's first? This is interesting. Anyway, I might have just been doing this because I was over this way a little bit, but yeah, that magnet ring makes such a difference. You can pretty much like cut something and then just keep on running because it will make its way to you. And sometimes you'll see it like dragging behind you because you ran away from it just enough to where it, you know, it's keeping up with you, but you're outrunning it. And then once you stop, you catch it. So it's like the rock or the log is alive and running after you. It's hilarious. Hilarious. So now we got our topaz. We are gonna head on down to... Oh, you know what I was probably doing there was looking up Emily's schedule. That's probably why I went to their house in the first place, not necessarily to give Haley a gift or to do that cutscene, but to look for her. So anyway, now here you go. Shane, I thought we were friends, but it was just because he was drunk at the time, apparently. I bought him a beer for his birthday, and he still was like, why are you even trying to be friends with me, dude? Like, what do I have to do to make you go away? And we finally picked up that horseradish. Sam's too busy playing a video game to even look up and say hello. Sebastian is apparently just standing there watching Sam play video games. So they have got to figure out better things to do with their time. At least Sebastian. Like, I'm sitting here playing a video game, so I can't really talk. But Sebastian, like, really, dude? You're just gonna stand there and watch Sam? So, ooh, we got a reward. What is it? It's art. They call it furniture, but it's art. Like, you don't sit on a painting. So, whatevs. Alright, there is our steel pickaxe. Now, when we go to the mines, we can bust rocks easier. And we can bust those big ugly rocks on our farm. So, we now have all the tools we need to completely clear out the farm. So, where are we going now? Maybe we're going back to Emily's. Oh yeah, because I think she comes out of her room at like noon on Saturday, and she just stands here looking at the books. So, here's a topaz. Oh, a birthday gift, very kind of you. And now, 3 hearts. So we're making some progress on the friendship stuff. I think the only birthday we missed this season was Lewis, which his is on, I think, the 7th, and that's at the point in the game where I am really focused on trying to get off to a good start, and I ain't going to go out of my way to give somebody a gift, because like the time in the day is crucial that you spend it well in order to get off to a fast start. So anyway, I think what we're going to do here is head back to the farm, drop stuff off, and then head to the mines. Oh, I was talking about money. So when I was planning on my cash for summer, we were talking about 18 to 20k. But that was assuming that I had iridium sprinklers. So I don't know why I was thinking that. So, or at least I think that was kind of how I calculated it. But we won't have enough time and energy to plant as many crops as I think I could get with that. I still want to get as close to that number as I can, But if I don't, there are some things that I can squeeze out of that budget and still do most of what I want to do. I might just sacrifice a few um, blueberries or something. But anyway, we will probably try and get a little bit of all of the summer crops that are available. And then pretty much from that point, we want to get as many blueberries as we can. We want to get at least 8 corn so that we end up over the course of time with at least 5 gold corn. And then we will also get probably like 24 or maybe even 32 wheat, because you need 10 wheat to give to the community center. So to get 10, they have to stack the same. So if you plant 24 and you end up with 8 of all 3 kinds, you got to plant 8 more. Now, realistically, 24 is probably enough to get you 10 of at least one quality level, so we'll probably get 24. Anyway, we can talk more about that on our next episode. Like you see there now, our pickaxe smashes the copper ore in one swing. And there we got our topaz back that we just spent. Look at this dagger, man. If you corner the bad guys, you can do damage quickly with it. But the problem is you really got to have them in a good position where you are on the offensive and you've got the good tactical ground. Because once they start moving around, you got to shift to kind of make sure that you're facing them, and that can be a challenge. So, anyway, I should point out that I am actually thinking about, not thinking about, I have thought, oh jeez. So, the monster level. Here's a question. Does anybody know if you just leave and then come back and start back at the, like the 60th level, do you get this stupid monster level when you get back to level 62 again? Or is this kind of a random thing that just happens because you have bad luck? So, I probably should have tested that theory and just left and come back, because it's going to take me forever to get past this level. It's already 5:20 at night. I hate fighting monsters in the first place, and there's like, 4 or 5 of these big fat slimes and a bunch of the little ones. It's just going to take me forever. Now, I dispatched that one pretty quick because I got him pinned against the wall. But once they start moving around on you, I'm just a mess. Look at this. I mean, it's like I'm tripping on acid or something trying to fight these things. Like they're coming at me from a couple different directions, and I just get flustered. But anyway, I was going to say, I'm thinking about live streaming on Twitch and then posting those to YouTube. Ultimately, the reason I'm thinking, man, look at all these things down there. There's one with a little heart hanging above his head. I didn't see that last time. What does that mean? Oh, the heart went away. Well, I swear to God, there was a heart dangling above the one little slimy dude's head. You can hit the rewind button and see it for yourself. And I have, at this point, had it with this. So, anyway, the next episode, I actually thought about doing a separate stream, starting over, just to kind of get some viewership on there. But the ultimate goal is to just get a little bit more exposure for the channel. And if I have to do that by live streaming on Twitch and then also posting on YouTube, I might give it a whirl and see how it goes. But I haven't been doing YouTube material for very long, so anybody who's been in my shoes knows that it is difficult to get a viewer base. Just because I don't know what you have to do to get your videos to show up at the top. Because when you search on there, it searches by it filters by, or sorts by whatever's most relevant or whatever. And apparently, if you only have like 1 subscriber, you're not relevant. Even if like the title of your material is relevant to the search and the description is relevant, like that helps. But if you don't have a bunch of subscribers, you just kind of get buried. So, like I said, after I finish this episode, I think I might give that a try for a few episodes and see how it goes. Now, the problem might be when I'm doing it and recording live, I got to do live commentary again, and the audio quality is just not the best. I feel like when I do that, it's not the best. Even it's not that great even when I do it afterwards like this. So, anyway, we will see how it goes. And then there is my OCD taking care of that situation where now all of the trees in those rows will match. So that's that. And I think after this, all I did was go around and smash some additional rocks, and then we'll hit the sack for the day. Then it is going to be the last day of spring. We've got 11,000 bucks. We didn't make a whole lot today. And then tomorrow, I'll give you a spoiler alert. Our strawberries do not come to harvest. So we only get the potatoes, and there's only 19 of them. So money is going to be tight starting off the summer. If we would have had the strawberries, we would have been in good shape, because not only could we have started the summer with enough to get all the crops we wanted, we could have also been looking at doing things like upgrading our hoe and our watering can perhaps, and then also, you know, things like the stable to get a horse. Oh, I crafted a staircase. So my plan here, and we will see this theory unfold in the next episode, is if I go to the mines and take the staircase with me, when I get to that level there, I think it was level 62, if it's the monster one, I'm just dropping the staircase and moving on. So that's the plan. And anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, money-wise. Like, if I would have had strawberries harvested tomorrow, we would have been able to afford some additional stuff that now we won't. And it'll be a while before we get much more income because we have to wait for our crops to grow in the summer. So, anyway, not a big deal, but just kind of a bummer. There's an aquamarine, and I noticed right there to the end of the menu there is the little thing that if you hover over it, or if you hover over an item, that thing will pulsate and tell you that you need that item for the community center. So you have to have the items in your backpack to, you know, use that feature. Oh, we can craft a lightning rod. That's kind of good because I need to remember to do that. Lightning rod, oh man, 132 bucks. That's terrible. But the lightning rod, you stick them out on your farm, and then when you get storms in the summer, there's a chance that they will get struck by lightning, and then they produce a battery pack. Don't ask me how, but they do. So you get a battery pack. We got a bad luck day. So mining is not going to be very fruitful more than likely. That kind of stinks. But anyway, what else do we want to do today? We got Queen of Sauce, so we learned a new recipe there. It is raining, so we don't need a watering can. We wouldn't have needed it anyway, because it's the last day of the season. Emily is now our friend, so she gives us a recipe, and now we can know how to make a salad. Which, who needs a recipe for salad? Like, what's the deal there? Anyway, trying to think here. What else is on the to-do list today? Oh, Sunday, so traveling cart, fishing if we're gonna catch the catfish and shad, and then we're gonna do a bunch of foraging, y'all, because that's gonna be our, you know, next best chance at making enough money to start the summer to get kind of what we want. I could just fish all day, but without the upgraded fishing rod, I don't know that that will be as lucrative as just going around and getting all of the foraging stuff. And honestly, if I had to do over again, I probably would not have bought that rare seed right there, because that's $1,000. That is more important to me now than the 3,000 is that I'll get for it later. But it is what it is. So, and then I came over here, I cut one stump, and then I was like, you know what, I got better stuff to do with my time today. So I left, and now we're gonna just make the rounds through the forest here, looking for anything we can forage, because we just need income. I probably should have gone south there instead of east, but not a big deal. Okay, yeah. Oh, here's why I went this way, because I'm gonna just fish, trying to get the catfish, and this is a catfish. And he bounced away from me. So that stinks. Could have got the catfish right off the bat. So we're looking for a catfish and a shad. So we can donate those to the community center. Because if you don't get them now, I think the catfish you can't catch until fall. The shad you can catch in summer or fall, as well as spring. So that wouldn't have been a huge deal, but since we're here, we'll try and catch them both. What else is on the list of things to chat about? Honestly, probably not that much. So, you know what that means. Well, if you've watched my episodes lately, you know what that means. It is time for the fun fact of the day. And today's fun fact is that sloths have more neck bones than giraffes. So, giraffes have 7 vertebrae in their neck, which is common with most mammals. Sloths, for whatever reason, have 10 in theirs. So I don't know if that means that they can, spin their head around like a owl or what. But I found that to be an interesting fact. And now here we got another catfish, and there's a chest down there, and I'm really wrangling myself to try and catch both of them, even though you really want to focus on the catfish. And then the chest is just a bonus, and I almost screwed it up. But then he does me the favor of sitting down there on the chest, and I get it. And now I just got to catch the catfish. So, and we were so close right there. Come on. So, today's episode of the Fun Fact of the Day was brought to you by longtime listener. That's me. We should get sponsors. We can just, it could be like brought to you by Pierre's Supermarket. And never brought to you by Joja Mart because they're a bunch of douches. Alright. Ooh, we got a diamond. Okay. So the diamond, I think you sell for 500 bucks. That's good. And then we got our catfish and our shad. So we are ready to move on, y'all. And there's a horseradish. And then I remembered, you know what? I should probably go down here and look for some other horseradishes and leeks or whatever. And then I get down here, and it's a big old goose egg. Nothing, y'all. Nothing down there. So it was a bad luck day, and that may have had something to do with it. But anyway. So now it's 10 a.m. We did our fishing. We want to swing by Pierre's and sell the taters. We will want to swing by the community center and drop off the aquamarine. We will want to swing by the beach to do some foraging. And we're apparently not doing it yet. What are we doing here? Maybe we're going up to Pierre's now, I guess. Yeah. And Clint wants a parsnip. Now, I could have done that, but I didn't. I forgot. So, it's not a big deal. So those potatoes only got us up to about 13 grand. Not even that far. So we're not going to get to our 18k target, but we will get relatively close, you know, with the um, with the diamond. And then what I'll do when we get back to the farm is I'm going to dig through there, and if there's stuff that I can afford to sell, I don't need now, I'm going to sell it. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I'm kind of saving in there for the proverbial rainy day, like when there's a task where they're asking for it. But this is the time where if I need to ever sell stuff like that, this is it. So that's what we will do. I really want to complete that boiler room. So I will need a gold bar still and a fire quartz, and that will finish it. And that will unlock the mine carts. And those babies help you move around the town so much faster, especially when you don't have a horse. So early game, they are extremely valuable. Once you get the horse, it's almost like I'll just I'll just ride there. You know, it might take me a little bit longer, but I will get to take my companion with me. Um, and then I'll know where my horse is. Not that it's a big deal if you leave your horse, like, you know, up by the mines. It's not a big deal. You wake up in the morning and he's right back in his stable. So, but I generally, once I have the stable, I just take the horse everywhere for the most part. So, alright, what do we want to do here? Now, remember I talked about bringing the staircase to the mines. I didn't do it here, but it's because I had no intention of going mining today. I was going to spend my time foraging, and I'm combing like every square inch of the map for the most part, because I want every dollar I can get with foraged goods. So we haven't done all that well with the foraging expedition, to be honest. We haven't hit the beach yet, I don't think, and that's pretty much it. We didn't hit the very southwestern tip of Cindersap Forest, but with the output that I was getting from the rest of the forest down there, I think I said to myself, screw it. Check the cave. Nothing in the cave again. That's a couple days in a row, I feel like. So, and for the first few days, stuff was spawning each day. So, I don't know. I mean, I know it's random, but, you know, sometimes you get 2 or 3. I'm still getting used to the fruit, the bat cave, because I had never done it before. I'd always done the mushrooms, but I decided to do the bat cave so that we can hopefully get the community center done in year 1. Now I'm selling pretty much all of my extra stuff here, as you can see. I got 8 horseradishes. I got a dandelion. I guess I left that strawberry in there. I'll sell some of my salmon berries, even though they're not that valuable. I got some fish here that I can grab and sell. So this will add up a little bit. It's not going to be a ton, but every little bit will count here. Because once I see how much cash we have, then I need to go sit down and do some math and figure out exactly what I can buy. So that when we go to Pierre's tomorrow, we just go in there with a plan. And it's like, we walk in just slinging cash. And Pierre's like, "Oh, Evan, sir, how can I help you today?" And I'm like, "Get me 144 blueberries, 24 corn, 24 wheat," and I just like lay it on him. And he's like, "Dang, son, slow down. Let me write this down." So, yeah, that's the plan. Alright, it's 2:10. I'm still struggling trying to come up with stuff to talk about, y'all. We've already done fun fact of the day. I'm kind of bummed that we're not going to have as much money as I wanted for tomorrow. I don't really know why I grabbed that geode, because I'm not going to crack it today, because I'd just be spending money, and there's no guarantee that whatever I get out of it is going to be worth what I spend on it, or even something that I want to sell. So I mean, honestly, it probably doesn't matter, because I'm not going to fill up my inventory again anyway. Where are we going here? Checking the garbage. I guess we're going down to the beach. Alright, turn southward here. There we go. So we're going to the beach. There's a clam. That's good. And there's some artifact worms, and it's a book. It couldn't have been like a prismatic shard. An anchor. I won't be able to sell it, but I can take it to the museum and maybe... Well, probably not due for another reward, but anyway. Alright. 1 coral. Is that going to be it? That is going to be it. Well, I'm wondering, you know, I probably put 3,000 or 4,000 in the bin. So, we'll get up to like 16, 17 maybe, which is in the neighborhood of where we want to be. Maybe not that much. Probably 16,000. So I can live with that. But again, if anybody knows the answer to that question about speed grow and strawberries in the first season, which if you missed it earlier, my question is, if you put down speed grow before you plant that first batch of strawberries after the egg festival in spring 1, do you get a third harvest in spring? Like, do they grow 1 day faster by doing that, so that then you get 1 additional harvest? So if anybody knows the answer to that, please post it in the comments. So yeah, tomorrow is going to be a busy day, y'all. It's the first day of summer, which means you gotta till the soil the way you want it. You gotta put down fertilizer. You gotta water. You gotta go and buy your crops, come back and plant them. You know, by the time all that's done, you're burnt through most of your energy. You're burnt through most of your day. So, plus, around my farm there will be new weeds and rocks and, you know, branches and stuff that we'll have to clear out a little bit. And we haven't even cleared out the whole west side of the farm as it is, which I'm still not all that worried about yet. We will get more worried about it once we need to make space for our coop and our barn and that stuff. But for right now, it's not a big deal. It's not hurting anything being where it is. So at this point, I guess my plan was to just go back here, get the hardwood, and then maybe call it a day, is what I'm assuming. So today was a big sports day for you sportsy people out there. If you weren't paying attention to what's going on in the sports world, you missed a bunch of stuff. There was football, there's hockey, there's the Kentucky Derby, which I actually missed, but I understand it was today. And you know, it's usually something that I tend to watch because I know when it is, but this year I didn't know when it was, and I haven't been watching much television to kind of keep up with that stuff. So anyway, I think it was Game 7 in the in hockey. The Islanders were playing. Crap, I forget. So for all of you hockey fans out there, go Predators. Although we kind of crapped the bed in the playoffs this year, but this was just pretty much a bust of a season in general, thanks to the COVID-19 situation. But there's also baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport, but they're still kind of like, you know, they're right actually in the middle of their season about at this point. So the dog days of summer doesn't really have the same meaning to it this year with baseball as what it normally does, because it's a 60 game season instead of, you know, 162. But yeah, I'm really out of stuff to chat about. So I will kind of again point out, I think with the next episode, what I'm going to do is, not that anybody is going to see this in time to actually catch the live stream on Twitch, just because you hear it like when you watch this video, because ain't nobody watching my videos at the moment, and it's kind of depressing. But I still kind of enjoy it. It's just a way to pass the day. So anyway, we'll do a live stream on Twitch and kind of just see how it goes. Once I do it and then get a chance to watch the recording and see how bad the audio quality is, then I'll decide if I'm going to keep doing it or not. So that's the game plan. I think at this point we're going around just hitting anything we can with the pickaxe for whatever reason. So, and now it's 10:30, y'all. Evan, you need to get to bed. You got a busy day ahead of you tomorrow. So, you know, I didn't really think about this. In this game, there is, and this might be, you know, on purpose by the developers, there is very little emphasis on like the church going experience on Sunday. I know that there's the little shrine thing in the back of Elliot's house, but I don't even know that I would call it a church, y'all. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't go back there very often, but anyway, you know, with like Harvest Moon, there was always a church. At least I feel like there was always a church. Gosh, it's been ages since I've dabbled in the Harvest Moon stuff. But I feel like there was always a church. So now we got a bunch of fertilizer. 148 to be exact. I don't even think that'll be enough for all the crops I plan on buying, but it'll be a pretty good chunk. And we will prioritize our corn and our blueberries with when it comes to where we're going to put those. But y'all, that is going to do it for this episode, so appreciate you watching. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already, and then we will see you all next time.